In this video, we go to the Hershey Fall meet. We see a lot of cool stuff. We fall asleep again, and the best part is we added more to our collection for our projects.
Hi, I'm Larry. This is our channel, Miller's Rods and Mods. I'm just your average guy that works on anything and everything, big or small. From custom fabrication to routine maintenance, we pretty much do everything here, all DIY. In the process, my family and I do our best to have a little fun. So follow along and enjoy.
Alright, let me start out by saying we actually set up at the show to sell. Primarily we were there to buy and promote the YouTube channel, but we did try and sell a few things. We were very unsuccessful. We had the set of white walls that a lot of people were interested in, and of course we had the pedal cars, but they were not for sale. Our field wasn't very good. We were in the Reds field. No disrespect to anyone with the Hershey crowd, but that field was horrible. No sales at all. So later in the evenings we would go out and the first couple nights and we'd check out all the cool stuff. There was lots to see, lots of interesting things. Even if it was out of our price range or what we were looking to buy, it's always a fun time at the Hershey Fall swap meet. Most of this video I'm just going to show you things that we found interesting at the show in case you guys weren't able to attend. So enjoy and follow along. I'll interrupt from time to time and tell you some things, but overall I'm just going to let you watch and enjoy. One thing I gotta say about this show is it's super kid friendly. There were so many people that offered free Hess trucks or Hot Wheels, all kinds of stuff for my two boys. And it really helped them stay interested in the show, and it keeps this hobby alive by people like that to do such nice things. So if you're one of the many people that were so kind to my kids and gave them something that they could play with and enjoy, I just want to say thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I said on my Facebook page about these Model Ts, if you don't know the history of Model Ts, you should really look up and look at all the different pictures these vehicles were used for. They are such amazing pieces of machinery. Well, this is basically the end of day one. Kylan just trying and refused to take a nap, and it finally hit him hard. Alright, so back for day two. This is the opening day for the public. First day was setup day, and all of the vendors got to look around and try to shop. So we sat here most of the day, tried to sell a few things. We did sell a couple things, but not much. We decided to go out and snoop around and see what we could find, try and salvage what was left of the day. this pretty much sums up day 2. Now there was a lot more to see, of course, but I can't put it all in one video. This next picture is not really an antique vehicle, but this is basically what we're trying to build. In our other videos about our toter home, we ended day 1 just like day 2. Kylan crashed. I brought a blanket along just in case this would happen again. That way we could lay him down so I didn't have to carry him the whole way. He put his car in the self-driving mode and he got real comfortable. Okay, here we go. Started day 3. It was a little bit wet, so we started our day a little bit later than normal just so everything could dry out. But we were basically full board. We were going shopping today. We were not sitting around and basically not getting any sales. We're going out, we're going to have fun, and we're going to make this final day the best that we can. And we did. It was a blast. I really enjoyed a lot of the things that I got to do with my kids and my wife, and a lot of the neat things we got to see, like this Ghostbusters mobile. It's kind of a tradition for us to go to Chocolate World at least once throughout the week, sometimes more, but this week we only went one time. If you've never been to Chocolate World, highly recommend that. It's funner for the kids. They've got a free ride in there. You usually get a piece of candy at the end, and there's plenty of souvenirs, pretty much to your heart's content. You can buy Hershey, Reese's, Twizzlers, whatever you want, take home with you. So that pretty much gives you a portion or an idea of some of the stuff that we saw. Now let's show you guys some of our finds and what we intend to do with them. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hershey Show it's like no other to me. We try to hit it every year when we can. And I just want to show you a few of the things that we found here. We'll start out with, I guess, the smaller items. So the first thing is, it's not here actually. I found a shop manual for International here. So it had all the wiring diagrams and things, which this doesn't have much wiring, but what it does have, I want to know what it is. So that was a cool find. The kids and I walked around Monday, I think it was, and a guy had books and he was just setting up, and it was the only book he had. So that was huge. That was one thing actually on my list that I wanted. That was really neat. Now, these are hubcaps. Now, if you guys been with us for a while and you've seen previous videos of my hot rod, this is what the hubcaps looked like originally. They had the V8 in it. And so what I did is I cut this center piece out because those are fork wheels, and I put a flat piece of steel behind it, tack welded it, and then I put a Mercedes emblem in the center. So whenever I can pick these up cheap, I'm not going to pay $10 for one of them, but if I can, buy one for a couple of bucks here and there, I'll do that. So we got a stack of those from a lady, very, very nice, very generous. I think I paid $5 for a stack, so that wasn't bad at all. Some of them aren't perfect, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect for me because it is a hot rod. One of them flies off, whoop-de-doo. It's a couple bucks, right? So another thing, and I want to mention, most of the stuff that I looked for was not to buy another project. It was stuff for my projects I have and things I'm working on building. So that's kind of the general theme here. So one of the things I was looking at with my hot rod that behind the scenes you guys obviously I haven't shared with you or showed you video of, it has a side, like a center steering of a sprint car. And we were having issues with that, trying to get it lined up and making it that I have enough room for my feet inside. And so I tried I have a 50 Ford pickup truck steering column. And I put that in there, and that seemed to really give me a lot of room. So we might change the direction of that and just put a standard steering column in. Of course, I'll probably modify it and fabricate it so that it fits what I want, put a different steering wheel on like I normally do. But anyway, the idea was we could put a Vega steering box in. I have one of them. But we were walking around, this gentleman had all these brand new racks. And he had power ones and then he had manual ones. And he had this one here for little to no money. I think I paid $25 for this. It was brand new. It was in plastic. Can't beat it. If I would happen not to use it, you can't go wrong with 25 bucks. The other pieces, little pieces I got, this was part of a steering, one of the I guess like U-joint, not U-joints, yeah, U-joint, for hooking your steering columns up and running the shafts down along your frame and stuff. And the gentleman had this. It was very reasonably priced. Don't remember how much I paid for that, but it wasn't a bad deal. And then I think from the same gentleman, I got a sensor for when you hit the brakes that it turns your taillights on. All right, so we also got these hubcaps. Now I had two of these and one of these. These are kind of wall hangers because obviously they're not a set, but I always love these things. These are so cool. And then of course the classic smoothies, you know. If I wanted to try them out, you could put them on one side of a car, so that'd be kind of cool. All right, so these I got from the gentleman, actually a friend of mine, and he also had this tank. Now originally I was going to get this, I got this tank for the hot rod. We're still working on a fuel tank for that and where we're going to go with it, but it proved to be a little bit bigger than I wanted for the dimensions of where I thought I might put this. So this is going to actually be the fuel cell for the custom that's behind me over my shoulder here, that's got all the crap on it. And we're going to put airbags on that eventually. I don't know if we'll do it this winter. I'm kind of hoping we will. And when we do that, it's going to be laying on the rockers. So we have to pull the fuel tank out. I've already done that. And I don't want to be dragging the fuel tank down the road. Of course, you know that would cause a fire. These brackets here, they, I believe, are like a power steering or accessory bracketry that some guy had. Again, awesome price. I think I paid like $25 for the brackets. And more than likely, they're going to go on my hot rod if I put like an alternator or something like that. I'm going to have an alternator on it somewhere. I don't know, it might be a little too big. If not, it can always go on the custom. If not, maybe we might put, this does not have power steering, so it can be used for that. But beautiful brackets, can't go wrong. So we got those. Now, getting to the coolest, or what I think is the coolest thing that we bought over there.
Dad forgot to mention me, but I think my goggles are the coolest.
Was this little sprint car, pedal car body. I haven't stopped thinking about it since we came home. But anyway, we have the other two pedal cars you guys seen previously in this video and a lot of other videos, and we've had a lot of questions, people asking, especially at Hershey. Everyone wants to buy them. No, they're not for sale. But I've always wanted to make another one. My youngest is Kylan. His little blue pedal car, it's really neat, but it makes a lot of noise because it has the hard rubber wheels on it. And so I always thought it'd be nice to have air tires that you could put on one. And I've often wanted to take this one, which kind of looks like a Mercedes or some kind of sports car, and I wanted to put the big go-kart tires on it and radius out the wheel wells and everything. That is like not an old 50s, it's more of a modern one. So I don't think anybody's feelings would get hurt if I would cut into that one. But the kids still play with it, and they play with it really hard. But I thought maybe we'd do something like that. And then this, I found this over there. And because we had our pedal cars, the gentleman said, you know what, I'm going to cut you a really, really good deal. because I see what you're doing with these 2 pedal cars, and I want to see this happen. I want to see someone do something with it. And I assured him, it's probably going to end up being a video. We were going to talk about how I built the other 2, but wouldn't it just be easier if I showed you how to build one, right? So it needs a little bit of work. Someone had done some interesting body work on it. The front end where the grill is and stuff doesn't look too hot, but the rest of it's fairly solid. So now it's kind of like a decision. Do we go 80s, like midget is what it reminds me of, or sprint car, 80s midget sprint car. And if we go that route, we're going to put the big wide slicks on. One of the things to consider is we do put this in the back of our minivan, and it will take up a lot more room if you have wider tires, of course, on either side. So I think it's like 25 inches, 2 feet wide. And most of our pedal cars are the width of this body, so I think it's like 1.5 feet. So that's one thing to consider. Or if you go 80s midget sprint car, you need to have like a full roll cage on it. And one of my favorite eras was like the 50s and the 60s, where they had the single hoop in the back or no hoop at all. They're some of the prettiest sprint cars. Very dangerous, but they're one of the prettiest sprint cars midgets that they ever produced. And so I might go that route. If you go that route, you have to buy a set of skinnies. So we bought a new set of wheels with bearings and everything, and they're very small and skinny. And I'm not so sure that I like them. But we're going to mock a few things up. What I like about those is you can make Nerf bars, you can make radius rods and some of the suspension pieces, and still have room to put your wheels, close in. With the slicks, you have to put them right up against the body, and you don't have as much room for all that stuff. And so there's a lot of things to consider. But yeah, this is going to be a project down the road. So tune in. Comment below whether you think we ought to go 80s with the big wide slicks, or go with the skinnies and the old traditional from the 50s and 60s. And let me know what you guys think. This is a neat pedal car. I don't know that I've ever seen one. Maybe I have and just never took notice to it. But when I saw this, I fell in love with it. And like I said, the guy gave me a tremendous deal, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you if you're watching. But we're really going to turn this into something neat. So if you guys have any ideas about the pedal car, what you'd like to see with it, what you want me to cover, comment below. Okay, and I almost forgot, I wanted to tell you, little update on the truck. So we haven't posted a video. My family and I went on vacation, and then of course we went to Hershey. We put newer seats in this out of a motor coach, motorhome, whatever. We got those mounted. We have carpet that we're going to be cutting and putting inside that. And we also got floor mats, I believe. So we are making progress on this. We're getting further along. I have another project that needs to come in, that needs some rust repair. We'll probably make a video about that. And then once that's out of here, then we're going to flip the truck around, and we're going to cut the back of the frame off, and we're going to extend this girl. And we're going to get into all that mess. So stay tuned. And yeah. So that's the update for the Big International. And until next time, thanks for watching.